Hi, I'm Stavros. Good morning and welcome to Clonmel in County Tipperary. And look what I have for you this week. I've got a Porsche Panamera. I can't believe this, guys. My first time that I'll ever have driven a Porsche, and it's going to happen today. You're going to see it on the channel. So I've had loads of trucks for you guys to see over the last few weeks. So I just thought we'll show another car on the channel, as I am hugely interested in cars, of course. But this is going to be special, boys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So we'll have a look all around the outside first, then we'll have a look inside at all of the interior features, and then we'll be going on a test drive and see what this Porsche is like on the road. Okay, you ready, guys? Let's go. Okay, as we check out the styling here of the Porsche Panamera. So this features the 3 litre V6 diesel engine, and we'll talk more about that shortly, but I just want to take you around the car first and give you a look at the design. So they do look pretty good on the front, the Panamera. We have the xenon headlamps there, and we have the daytime running lamps. They are LED, and your air vents there for your radiators at the bottom of the bumper. So yeah, not looking too bad here in this dark grey metallic. Looking pretty well today. So let's check out the side profile of the car. You'll notice the rear windows are more tinted than the front windows, and we have those lovely 20-inch alloy wheels front and rear. So the fronts there are 255/35 profile on your front tires, and then on the rear we have a 295/35 profile. So they are a lower profile on the rear of the Panamera, just to keep things all nice and grippy on the road. So moving around to the rear end styling. Now this is the part that I would have a bit of issue with, and loads of other people. The rear end styling isn't really the best. I mean, it's a big improvement on the newer ones with the new styling, but still, you drive the car, you like the car, you won't really have to look at it that much, will you? But look, it is what it is, right? They have improved it, but let's just open it up and give you a look at the boot and let you see what it's like. Now it is nice and practical, and we have a decent sized boot here, and I really love the quality of the carpet. Very easy to vacuum and keep clean. So good quality carpet, and we can fold down those rear seats, and you'll see we have plenty of room when you fold them down, and then there they are back up. But yeah, that is very handy, and we have these little tie hooks as well, all nice and tastefully done in the Porsche Panamera, just for holding all your different items. And let's just open up the boot, this boot floor. So we have a Bose sound system, and this is your puncture repair kit. We have a little air compressor there, and all nice and tidy and very tightly packed in, stop it from rattling around. So yeah, it is very nicely done in the Panamera. Let's just press that and get the boot closed, and you can get these badges taken off if you wish, the Panamera badge, and you can also get that diesel badge taken off if you wish. But yeah, I would definitely take that off anyway if I had this Porsche Panamera. But yeah, the styling doesn't look too bad, but it's just the rear end I would have issue with. But as I said, you're driving this car if you love it. I mean, look, I don't really mind the styling of the Honda Civic. I'm not too sure about the rear end styling of the new Honda Civic, but I would still buy one, even though I would have issue with the styling of it. But anyway, it's just me babbling on a bit. But look, let's get on with this. We have a very nice sunroof there that is tilt adjustable, and we have a fully adjustable driver's seat with memory, and you'll see the finish here. Very nice piano black finish, although it might show up your fingerprints, but if it's kept polished, it does look well. and a nice silver finish all around the piano black, and fully electrical windows as you'd expect. And we have electric windows, or electric mirror adjustment as well. Full adjustment on the steering wheel. I sat into it earlier. It has great adjustment, and I can get the seat nice and low, which I love because I'm 6'2" and I like to have plenty of space. But just look at the finish all around here, the silver finish, and all these functions here. So we've got so many functions. You've got your automatic stop start, heated seats, all these controls for your ventilation and temperature. And oh yeah, we have a retractable boot spoiler as well, so that will lift up and drop down all on its own. And over here we have the Porsche stability management system that is operated there, and we have a sport mode and your heated passenger seat and all those different ventilation controls for the passenger. So yeah, let's just open up the glove box there. It's an okay size. It is ventilated. You see the vent there. Oh yeah, I needed to show you this as well. Look, the Porsche phone. So handy to have that. Let's close it up. But yeah, the finish, you can just feel the quality of the finish in the Panamera. We have all these switches here to operate your lighting and of course your sunroof. But yeah, I really like it in here now, and the driving position is really nice, and the seats are great as well. And we have all these functions here on the steering wheel to operate your phone, and just going down through the menu on the dashboard. So let's just start it up and go down through some of the functions. So you see there we have the fuel gauge, temperature gauge, and a little screen here for monitoring your tire pressures. And of course our rev counter there in the middle, as it has been in many Porsches over the years. This is a kind of the 5-gauge layout that is traditional with Porsches. And we have the hold function there for your brakes, and oil pressure gauges there as well. So yeah, it's very nicely finished here, and nice grip on the steering wheel also. And we have the paddles there for going up and down through your gears. And we can also do that through the gear selector as well, just by moving it down into drive and over and back, and we can go up and down through our gears there. So it's just beeping there because I have the door still open. But yeah, we just go down through some of the systems here in the stereo system, your Bose stereo. So going down through some of the functions there and your info, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Of course, there are bigger screens on the newer Panameras, but they will cost you a hell of a lot more money than this one here at Premier Autos. So we have a nice cup holder here, and just a bit of storage in there. We have a 12-volt socket. We also have a USB and auxiliary input there, just for keeping all your bits and pieces. And I also need to show you this as well. This is just so cool. Watch this for your cup holders. Look, I mean, is that not so cool? So great piece of engineering there from Porsche for holding your cups. So yeah, some of you are probably wondering, why is there only one cup holder? That's because the other two are up there. So yeah, I'm just going to hop into the rear and give you a look at some of the functions, and a look at the rear leg space as well. Okay, let's have a quick look in the rear and see what it's like for leg space. So yeah, now the rear windows are tinted more so than the front windows, as I said earlier. But look at the leg space there, look. That's behind my driving position. I'm 6'2". And look, plenty of leg space there. So I'm very happy with that. We have an air vent here, great ventilation in the rear. And we also have this little ashtray, very nice. And we have another cup holder there. And if I open up this, we have more space down here, and another cup holder and a 12-volt socket and your little cigarette lighter there as well. So yeah, that's nicely done, isn't it? Nice finish to it, and two more air vents there as well with a little Panamera logo there. But let's just fold down the armrest in the rear, and you'll see we have more storage in there, keeping all your bits and pieces, and close that up. And very handy. Now you do have a rear kind of parcel shelf that will cover up the back window and hide your items in the rear. You can just slide that over. But yeah, plenty of headspace here as well. I've got about 2 inches over my head. So yeah, pretty nicely done, isn't it? In the Panamera, a little lamp there as well. But yeah, I could travel a long distance in this car, no problem. Okay, it's time to give you a look at the engine. So I'm just going to pull the bonnet there and give you a look inside. So I like the LED repeaters there for the indicator. Now these vents here, they're not for any purpose, they're only there for show. But looks pretty good. Apart from that badge, as I said, I would take that off. But anyway, moving over to the engine. And yeah, so we have a 3 litre V6 turbo diesel engine developing 296 brake horsepower. But more importantly, it has 650 Newton meters of torque. So a huge amount of torque from this engine, and it should be very good out on the motorway for building up speed pretty quickly. Okay, I think it's time to take this Porsche out for a spin on the road and see what it's like. Okay, here we are in the Panamera. Put it into D and off the handbrake. Yes. So this is the first time I'm driving this car, guys. I've never driven this before. We hear the doors locking automatically, and Premier Autos have some very nice cars for sale here as well, and they do vans as well, so plenty of vans to choose from. Fiat, Citroen, Renault vans, they've got them all here. But I can feel the steering is a bit heavy on it, so it must be on the sport setting. But even just moving it around here, it feels a small bit heavy. So just getting it out of the dealership and off we go. And turning right at the traffic lights. So yeah, brakes are pretty good. So we're just taking it nice and slow at the moment, just until we get out of town. But just driving it here now, the gearbox is super smooth. Really is smooth, and we're just going to go over some bumps here on the railway tracks. Yeah, that's not too bad on the suspension there now. Now it doesn't have the adaptive dampers, but it's still pretty good on comfort. And I'm going to take it around a few bends as well and see what it's like for its road holding. But at the moment it feels pretty well insulated in the cabin. Just giving it a bit of power there now. Yeah, even just taking off there, you could feel a bit of power, alright. But yeah, looking forward to getting it out on the motorway and see what it's like in the mid-range of the rev range, because that is where all the torque is. And cars like this with so much torque, as I said, 650 Newton meters of torque, which is a hell of a lot compared to, say, the equivalent petrol engine. So very good on motorway speeds and building up that speed pretty quick. Now another car I did drive recently was the E350 diesel from Mercedes. Now that was a very nice car, fantastic seats. Now the seats in the Panamera here are very good as well. And what is even better than the E-Class is I have proper space for my left foot. Which I absolutely love. I've got great space around here, my left leg, and my left foot can rest on the footrest fully, which I couldn't do in the E-Class. But I'm just comparing those cars because, I mean, there's not too much of a power difference between the E350 diesel and this Panamera 3 litre diesel. They both have 3 litre diesel V6s, but the Mercedes has 254 brake horsepower, and this Panamera has 296 brake horsepower. But yeah, we'll just see what it's like when we get it up to proper speed. Okay, I'm just pulled in here. I've got Edmund in the back. He's holding my stopwatch, and we're going to do a 0 to 62 miles per hour or 100 kilometers and see what the Porsche Panamera diesel is like performance wise setting off. So yeah, just wait for a gap in traffic. Are we ready, Edmund?
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Come on! Off we go! 0 to 62, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Stop! How's that, Edmund? What was the time?
7 seconds.
7 seconds. So I reckon just under 7 seconds. 0 to 62. Roughly, Edmund, yeah? Okay, we're just out onto the motorway now. And give it a bit of power. Straight away, you're already up to 70 miles per hour. It's just so fast. There is a lot of power from this car. Definitely no shortage of power. And even if I drop it down to, say, 60 miles per hour, let's get it back down to 60 and put the boot down. It just takes just a bit of a second there to kick down, and you're already up to 70 miles per hour. Just in that space of time. But having it up at motorway speed, and it's great. On the steering wheel, we can go up and down through the paddles here on the steering wheel on either the left side or the right side. So on a lot of cars you would have two paddles, one up and then down on the right hand side, but on this Porsche Panamera you've got it on both sides. So we just press it and we can go up through our gears, and we're up into 8th gear, and we can press it in behind and down into 7th gear, down into 6th. But to be able to do it from both sides of the steering wheel is just fantastic. I really like that. But it really feels good on the road, and the seats are very nice as well. Nice and supportive. But it seems to be very well insulated as well. I'm not getting a lot of noise in around this pillar here, which is very good. And I'm just going to build up a lot of speed now, because I just slowed down there a bit too much. Let's get it back up to, say, 70 miles per hour. Yeah, it is nicely insulated inside now. I'm not getting much noise at all, which is very good, which would make this car a very good long distance cruiser. I would love to take this car all the way to Monaco. Yes, Edmund, we can go all the way. It would just eat up the motorway miles. And of course it would be hugely economical as well. I mean, you should have no problem getting, say, 42 miles per gallon out of this car. That should easily be done if you drive it nice and gently. But let's just turn off sport mode now and cruise nice and gently. And I'm just going to get it down to 60 miles per hour and see what it is revving in at. So we're just revving in at 1150 RPM. 1150 RPM at 60 miles per hour. So yeah, you should get good fuel consumption from this engine. But look, 650 Newton meters of torque. As I said, you've got plenty on tap. And 296 brake horsepower. Now you can get more powerful Porsche Panamera diesels. You can get the 4 litre V8, which has 416 brake horsepower. So yeah, you can get more powerful diesels, and of course even more powerful petrol engines with the Porsche Panamera Turbo, and of course the e-hybrid version. They all have huge power. But if you want something that's economical, that is a fantastic motorway cruiser, I mean, you can't go wrong with a Porsche Panamera diesel. And this one has as much power as you would need. But I know people want more and more power, but it's there if you want it. It's so many engines to choose from in the Panamera range. So we're just going to come off the motorway now and make our way back to Premier Autos. But I've really enjoyed this drive now, and I'd really like to own a car like this. And that is where I'm going to leave you today from Premier Autos here in Clonmel in County Tipperary. If you want any more information on this car, just give them a call. It's here for sale for €75,000 and it's got 32,000 miles on it. So very low mileage and a very economical and practical car. the Panamera diesel. I really like the drive, nice smooth. The suspension is just so well sorted and nice road handling. It's just, I really like it. I think you can get that message, boys. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my time down here today. And as you can see, we've got loads of vans for sale here. Great to have that big collection of vans for sale. And let me just give one quick mention to another Honda Civic here. As you know, I drive one myself, a 2.2 diesel. But Premier Autos have a 1.6 diesel Honda Civic here as well for sale for €15,000. So that's a 2015 registration. So very clean car that. So give them a call on that car. I highly recommend the 1.6 diesel in the Honda Civic. Great engine in that car. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll chat to you all again next weekend for another video. So until then, take care and thanks for watching. Cheers! And look what I have for you today. I've got a Porsche Panamera. Would you believe this? I got you, Edmund. I got you.